Hello children, welcome to Neet World. This is Narayani. I am your foundation biology educator. In previous class we discussed the case based questions, right children? So we discussed almost four questions. For today we discuss from the fifth question. And children, if you are seen my series, I completed level 1 questions. You can directly answer the level 1 questions, and in level 2 questions you have to analyze more, you have to keep little effort than the level 1 questions, but and in the you have to analyze more clearly than the level 1 questions. And coming to the association and reasoning questions, children, you can analyze more then the level 2 questions, because the level of increasing statement based questions, is a wrong, association is wrong, or reason is association is wrong or right, we have to analyze first it is a correct statement or not a correct statement, or else it is a false statement, you have to know about it. And if the given assertion reason is true or not, you have to check, and is the reason is related to the assertion, you have to check. So here we are increasing the level of questions, that you can about how to analyze the question mainly. So here we are discussing the case based questions. I know all of you know some of them given as diagram representing questions, some are in a table formulated questions, right children? They are asking the process, types, methods, right children? So you have to know about all type of questions, then you can easily directly answer these type of questions. And these questions are very important for the competitive examinations also children, and for Olympiad exams also it is very useful. So let's see remaining questions children. So before going to the start the session children, I would like to announce very important news for you. Here we are started the foundation summer camp course children. So in this foundation summer camp children, we are analyzed, it is a period of between 15 days. The first 10 days we are going to discussing about the core concepts which are related to the examinations of Neet and JEE children. And after 10 days we are going to learn about the activity based learning. We are focusing on the activity based learning children. And after 12 days, the 13th day we are conducting the quiz. By the quiz children, you can analyze your performance before and after. And coming to the after 13 days, the 14th day we are keeping with the cumulative assessment of all subjects, we are going to deal with it. We are mainly dealing the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. After 14 days children, the 15th day, we are providing the career guidance program children. The career guidance program is given by one-on-one interaction. If you have a dream, you don't know how to choose the path, and you don't know what kind of exams is there and what subjects you have to improve more to get that dream career. So we will tell you each and everything. We will clarify all your doubts, and we will say how to choose the path correctly. And this is how we made it the summer camp course children. So in this period of 15 days you are going to learn extremely the most basics, core concepts from the Neet of examinations of especially Neet and JEE examinations children. So it is for the upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th students especially. And the mode of learning is through digital panel children. So here we are creating amazing videos to get to the concept to be understood for you. And it is both CBSE also and SSE also. We are it is both it is only English medium children. So here this is our foundation summer camp course children. It is both offline also and online also. For offline people, you can happily come to your institute name called Neet World, present in Narayana, Hyderabad. And those who want to attend through online children, down scrolling number is there, no children. Please let me please contact with that number. Then we will give you access our classes in our app named called MedWorld children. So here it is very important for you children, and the most important is the first 1 week class are absolutely free children. There is no need to pay at least 1 rupee also in the period of 1 week. It is very useful for you. So this is what our foundation summer camp children. I hope you all get aware of it. So let's see the today's session children. So we are discussed up to 4th question, right? Okay, 1 minute. So I given as homework for you also, right? So some of you answered to me and some of you are messaged me also. So let me know, let me tell you this. Here the question is asked, food can be stored for a long period without getting spoiled by inhibiting growth of microbes in it. Given table shows different methods of food preservations. So here they said for the increase the shelf life period of food, we are following different methods, as it is by the natural methods also or by the artificial methods also, right. Here they given the method A is used for the preserving milk in sterilized bottles or pouches. What is the method for the we use for the for preserving of milk, and it is packed and it will be the shelf life period of milk will be increased. Which process we use, children? Which method? Yes, it is a pasteurization method we used for the preservation of milk in sterilized bottles and pouches. Coming to the salting. So next here given the method is given, preservation is not given. So for what purpose we are use the salting, children? The excess use of salt, especially in the meat, right? In drying of fish, meat, we are used the salting. Will dry under the sun also. Thereby the growth of the microorganisms will not be occur and the shelf life period of the food will be increased, right. Here the next, here the C is not given, method is not given, but the preservation they given as a hint as used to preserve jams, jellies and squashes. If you observe jams, jellies, the sweet content is more, right. It means the sugar is avoiding the growth of the microbes, right children. Here the excessive use of sugar method is used to preserve for the jams, jellies and squashes. And coming to the last one, here is the method is not given and the preservation is given. Here the preservation, what they given, children? Proper storage and packing. Here they given as a proper storage and packing. So it is a method when if you airtight containers, if the food is stored in the airtight containers, then the microbes will not enter in it, right children. So here the canning, that method is what we call, children, canning is the method for the used for the preservation of proper storage and packing methods. Here the given A, B, C and D we have identified, right. So let's see the first question. So you are answered, some of you answered quite good, children. Let's see the first question. Study the given table and correctly identify A, B, C and D. Here is a given, identify A, B, C and D. Here this already we discussed in the at the question itself, right. Here the what is the A, children? Here is the pasteurization method. So let's eliminate the options from for the given question, children. For the given question they are given the 4 options A, B, C, D and D, and we know that A is a pasteurization method. So here the first A given as a boiling. No, here the A is not correct option for it. So let's eliminate the options first, and next one they given pasteurization. Yes, it is correct, right. Let's see the third C. A is given as freezing, so it is also wrong statement. Coming to the D, sorry, D option, A is given as drying, it is also wrong option. By simply analyzing one correct answer, children, we can eliminate the options. But sometimes they given as A is a pasteurization method, no. So here they given all methods also, sometimes they given all options as A option as a pasteurization method. Then we have to check the next option. So this is how we have to eliminate smartly the given options. So next B is salting. Salting is used to preserve meat and fish. Salting is used to preserve meat and fish, right. Here the second one also correct. Coming to the C. Coming to the C, children, is used to preserve jam and jellies is the excessive use of sugar is used for the preservation of jellies, jams and squashes. So here is the C is the correct answer for this question. So C is the correct answer for this question. Coming to the D option, children, proper storage and packing. The process we store the for the proper storage, airtight containers, that process we call it as canning is the process. Here the option B is the right answer for this question, because A is the pasteurization method, B is used to preserve meat and fish, and C is sugars, and D is canning. Okay children, so are you all clear about this question? Okay, coming to the next question. Okay, wait. Okay. Coming to the next question, here they given which of the following chemicals are used to preserve bee. They are asking about the bee. Here the bee is the drying. We all know that salting is method used for the drying of meat and fish, right. Here the bee is a drying of meat and fish. So, which of the following chemicals are used to preserve bee is they are asking. So, which of the following chemicals are used to preserve bee? So, here the children, if not the natural methods are occurring, then what we going to deal with the children? Natural preservative methods are, it increases the few days only. Natural preservative methods are, the shelf life period of natural preservative methods is small, lower than the artificially used preservatives like, chemicals. It increases more time, more shelf life period than the natural methods we are used. So, here the which of the chemicals they are asking? They are asking chemicals used to preserve bee, which means salting, so for the for preservation of meat and fish. What are the chemicals we are going to use? For the exports and imports children, here the more meat and meat and fishes are transported to the other countries. How the by the importation or the exports, they takes a very long period of time. But the food should not be spoil it. So, they uses the chemical methods for to store that food children. So, which chemicals are used to preserve those to increase the shelf life period of the food. So, here they are using the sodium. We all know that chemical preservatives are used for to increase the shelf life period of food is sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate. These are the chemicals come under the group of artificially preservative methods which increase the shelf life period of food by avoiding the growth of microbes in it, right children. This is how this is how these chemicals are avoiding the growth of the microbes in the food. These are the artificial preservative methods used for storing of food. Here the both A and B are the answer, because sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate both are used for chemicals are used for the preservative methods of artificially preservative methods. Here the D is the correct answer according to this question. So, here it is also the second question copied children. So, coming to the third question, let us see. A is a method, okay. A is a method of food preservation in which milk is preserved by heating. They are saying about the method of A. We know that the method is pasteurization method. Here is A is a method of food preservation in which milk is preserved by heating it around dash and then quickly cooled and stored in a sterilized bottles or pouches. The method was invented by. So, children, we all know that A is the pasteurization method. What is a pasteurization method, children? So, pasteurization method is nothing but children. So, the heating of milk 15 to 30 seconds at the range of 70 degrees centigrade. So, they heat the milk at 70 degrees centigrade at the period of only 15 to 13 seconds. Then immediately suddenly cooling will be happen and the milk is traveled into small pipes. Then again they cooled it and again immediately they packed into the pouches and sterilized bottles. This is how the in the period of the occurring of these method, the most of the all bacteria will be killed. They will be destroyed. Most of the bacteria, not all bacteria, most of the bacteria will be killed and destroyed. It destroys. So that this is how the pasteurization method is helpful in the preservation of the increasing the shelf life period of milk. Right. So here who invented, why the pasteurization, why they call only pasteurization method? Because the scientist Louis Pasteur discovered this method pasteurization. That is why they the method is the method name itself as a pasteurization, because the scientist who discovered the pasteurization method is Louis Pasteur. So the heating of milk occur in the At what degrees children? 70 degrees centigrade, and at the period of 15 to 13 seconds, and then again the milk is suddenly cools down, and by traveling through small pipes, then it is stored in the sterilized bottles and pouches. This is how the shelf life period of milk is increased. So this method is invented by Louis Pasteur. A is the method of food preservation, in which milk is preserved by heating around 70 degrees centigrade and then quickly cooled down and stored in the sterilized bottles or pouches. This method is invented by Louis Pasteur. So here the question, here the answer is children, B is the answer for this question. B is the answer for this question. I hope you all clear about this question children. Coming to the next question. Here see, here they given pasteurization, preservatives besides salt and sugar for preserving meat, pickles, etc. So here they are asking children, they are asking preservative methods besides salt and sugar we are used as a natural preservative methods, right? For the meat mostly we use the salt, right? For the pickles etc we use the salt and sugar. For the for the sweet for the preservation of jams and jellies we use the sugar, and for the preserving of meat, pickles we use the salt. Right, here they are asking besides that what we used more, they are asking. So for the pickles children, what we will do, we will in the pickles if you see that the floating of the oil will be there, because the more amount of oil will be poured into the pickle, because oil does not enter the oxygen into the air into the container, thereby it is avoiding the growth of the microbes. That is why oil is also method which is used for the preservation of pickles. And also vinegar also children, vinegar is obtained from the azotobacter. So it is a aerobic bacteria by the fermentation process children. What is meant by aerobic children? The bacteria uses oxygen for their respiration, we call it as aerobic bacteria. Example is azotobacter, which is used to convert the in the fermentation process, this bacteria acts and converts the vinegar from the alcohol, right? So vinegar is the acetic acid children, acetic acid. So vinegar is also used to preserve the fruits, vegetables, pickles. For all that we use the oil and vinegar. Here along with the salt and sugar, the preservating meat, pickles, etc., fruits, vegetables, we also use the oil and vinegar. Here these are also used as a natural preservative methods for the increase the shelf life period of food materials. Here the oil is also used and vinegar is also used. Vinegar is obtained from the fermentation process with the help of aerobic bacteria called azotobacter. In that, by the fermentation process, the vinegar is produced. Vinegar is nothing but acetic acid. It is occurs from the alcohol. Right children? This is what about the fourth question. Coming to the next question. Here it is the last question from the given case based fifth question children. Case based question of fifth one. So process by which salt preserves food is. Here they is asking why the what makes the salt, why the salt is more we keep in the pickles or else the drying of fish, meat. So what the salts, what is the process that salt does, right? So what occurs means salt checks the growth of the bacteria children. Salt checks the, keep an eye on the growth of the bacteria. So what salt makes means it makes the microorganisms forcingly to lose the water content. water content by the process of osmosis. By the process of osmosis. So salt checks the growth of the bacteria, children. Those let the microorganisms to lose the water from water, to lose the water content by the process called osmosis. This is how the salting avoids the spoiling of food. So what is osmosis, children? Osmosis is nothing but the water solvents moving through the semi-permeable membrane from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So this salt checks the microorganisms to lose the water content from the food and let not to allow the spoil the food. So this is how the process we call it as the process we call it as, children, osmosis. Through osmosis, the salt is the salt checks the bacteria which avoids the which forcingly to lose the water from the microorganisms by a process called osmosis. Here the answer is, children, osmosis. So always the salt check on the microbes that lose the water content. Thereby, if it is not a water content is present, is there any attempt for the microorganisms will grow? No, right, children? So this is how it is preserving method. By a process called osmosis, it not allows the food to spoil it. Right, children? So this is what about the fifth question. Coming to the next question. Here is given as a scenario, children. So here is the given scenario. See, let's see. Ravi was suffering from indigestion. So Ravi was suffering from indigestion. The digestion is not happening properly. So his doctor advised him to consume yogurt regularly. So the doctor advised him to take the yogurt products regularly. And the yogurt containing lactobacillus. So that yogurt having the lactobacillus. And bacteria known to promote digestion. That helps in the promotion of digestion. So then later Ravi also learned that certain bacteria used to make cheese, vinegar and even fixing nitrogen in soil also. So after he came to know why he examined the why doctor said to take the milk products like yogurt regularly. Why is because in yogurt products the lactobacillus bacteria will be there. So that is a good bacteria which helps in the digestion process. And later he learned about that bacteria also making in cheese also, vinegar also, even it is fixing nitrogen in soil also. So he came to know about it. So here this scenario given, children. Based on this scenario they given the questions like this. So see here, which of the following bacteria helps in digestion of food in humans? Which bacteria which helps in digestion of food in humans? Because, children, in lactobacillus bacteria having the vitamin B12 which nourishes and helps in the digestion and helps in the growth of the microbes by having the 1 cup of daily curd and 1 glass of milk leads to the bone strength, leads to the strength of the bones, and also it nourishes the body, it provides the nutrition and also helps in the digestion also. Thereby the mouth ulcers, stomach ulcers will be avoided, right? So because of the bacteria helps in this bacteria is lactobacillus. The lactobacillus is the bacteria which helps in digestion of food in humans. Here the direct question, children. Lactobacillus is the present in the milk products like curd, milk, yogurt, cheese, right? So, and coming to the rhizobium, children. Rhizobium is a bacteria. We all know that it helps in the fixation of nitrogen. It helps in the fixation of nitrogen. Helps in the fixation of nitrogen, right? Coming to the next, Plasmodium is a protozoa, and these two are C and D are causing diseases. They are not helps for the digestion in human beings. So here is the first question, children. Coming to the next one. So coming to the next question, children. Which of these is a role of microorganisms in the food industry? They are asking which of the given options which of these, which of the given options are involved in the food industry? So, which of these role of microorganisms in the food industry they asked. Let's see the options, children. So, here they given decomposing dead organisms, if they are used in the food industry, no, the statement itself is wrong. And that to transmit the diseases, in the food industry the microorganisms are used, no, it is also wrong statement. And causing of malaria, it is absolutely wrong statement. It does not allow the, in food industry, it is not allowed to transmit the diseases causing of malaria, decomposing and dead organisms. Here the production of curd and cheese, which helps in the digestion, which increases the bone strength and also vitamin B12. Right, children? Here is the right answer is C. In the food industry, production of curd and cheese is the role of microorganisms in the food industry. Coming to the next question. Okay, here, so which microbe helps in nitrogen fixation? They are asking which. We all know that common exam will always study from the first chapter of the 8th standard first chapter, children. From the crop production and management onwards, we are studying that the nitrogen fixation happens by the by the symbiotic association. There is a good example is rhizobium. Rhizobium, a bacteria is present in the root nodules of the plants. It helps in the fixation of nitrogen. Here is the rhizobium is the correct answer. Which microbe helps in the nitrogen fixation is rhizobium. Here is a penicillium is a fungus, aspergillus is a fungus, plasmodium is a protozoa. Here is a penicillium is a fungus which helps in the fungus which helps in making of antibiotic penicillin. Aspergillus is a mushroom which is an edible mushroom which having the main content of selenium, right, children? So coming to the plasmodium is a protozoa which causes the malarial disease. So this is what about third question, children. Coming to the fourth question. So yogurt is a, they are asking, 1 minute. Okay. So they are asking yogurt is a chemical preservative or vaccine or fermented milk product or antibiotic. So it is the correct answer, children. So it is a chemical preservative? No, it is not a chemical preservative. For the chemical preservatives are sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfate are the chemicals which are used to preserve the food and increase the shelf life period of food. And coming to the vaccine, it is not a vaccine, children, and it is not an antibiotic also. So it is a, yogurt is a fermented milk product, a fermented milk product. Here the acting of the fungi or bacteria? Bacteria. Here the acting as a fungi, it is a here acting as a bacteria, not fungi. Coming to the next question. So coming to the, these are the 4 questions given for the first case of scenario, children. Let's see another case of scenario. Here is the next question, children. It is the case based question, 7th question, right? So in previously we discussed the 5th question and 6th question. Here is the 7th question of case based. Let's see. Here is it is also scenario, children. So let's see this. A village in Odisha faced outbreak of cholera. So in the village of Odisha, children, so the outbreak of cholera after heavy rains. After heavy rains, they faced the cholera disease. So the villagers had used water from open wells. So they are used for drinking purpose. They used the open wells drinking. A team of doctors. So they affected by the cholera, right? So the team of doctors confirmed that outbreak was due to the contaminated water. They said that it is occurred due to the contaminated water. Infected with Vibrio cholera. Is a Vibrio cholera is a fungus or bacteria or protozoa or algae, children, or virus? It is a Vibrio cholera is a bacteria, right? So they advised boiling water and maintain hygiene conditions. So that is why because of the moist conditions, very attentive of microorganisms, children, we have to maintain the hygiene conditions during that period especially. Otherwise we will make ill, right, children? So that is why we have to drink hot water during the rainy seasons, and we have to maintain extremely high hygiene conditions during that time, right? So here they said that they faced outbreak of cholera is happened due to the contaminated water. because infected with Vibrio cholera is a bacteria. So they advise for boiling water and also maintaining hygiene conditions. So for the given scenario, children, they ask the questions. Let's see what type of questions they asked. Okay. Here is the first question, children. What kind of microorganism is Vibrio cholerae? They are asking Vibrio cholerae is a virus or bacteria or protozoa or algae. We all know that Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria. Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria. So here we all know that Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria. Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria. Here is a direct question, children. Vibrio cholerae is a bacteria. Coming to the next question. So here is the next question, children. How can the spread of cholera be controlled? They are asking how this cholera is to be controlled. They are asking how can we control this cholera? So avoiding fruits? No. By the avoiding fruits, how we can control cholera, children? No. Drinking unboiled water is also no. So we have to maintain hygiene conditions. We have to drink the boiled water. Here is directly the wrong statement. Coming to the keeping water uncovered. If you not keep the water if you keep the water uncovered, children, there is a growth of microorganisms will be there. So here is also wrong statement. By using antibiotics which mainly involves in the check of the bacterial infections. Antibiotics are mainly used for the bacterial infections to control the bacterial infections. Here is by using the antibiotics, children, the spread of cholera to be controlled. The spread of cholera to be controlled. Here is the next. This is the second question, children. Coming to the next question. Next, coming to the next question, children. So here they are asking cholera is spread through. They are asking cholera is spread through air or physical contact or contaminated food and water and animal bites. We all know that in mainly drills, in the given scenario, we came to know about that cholera is mainly transmitted through contaminated water. If you use that water for the wash the vegetables, or else by mixing with the curd and all that, by the food also it is contaminated in our body. Here is a direct question. The contamination of the cholera is spread through the contaminated food and water, not for the air, not by the physical contact, not by the animal bites. Here is the direct question. It is spread through the contaminated food and water. Right? Coming to the next question. Coming to the next question, here they are asking which one is not a waterborne disease. They are asking which one is not a waterborne disease. They are asking. So here is the cholera is a water contaminated through contaminated food and water. It is through the food and water cholera is transmitting. That is why it is a, they are asking not a waterborne disease. So it is not considered as a it is not considered for the given options. For the given question, cholera is not to be considered because cholera is transmitted through waterborne disease only. By the contaminant of water only it will travel. By the given scenario, it mainly the people around there are affected because of the contaminated water. And the typhoid, in the polluted water the coliform bacteria is present. It results in the condition of typhoid fever. So it is also waterborne disease. And hepatitis A is a virus, children. Hepatitis A is a virus. So it through the virus travels through air, water, right? So by the contact, so it is also not to be considered. So tuberculosis is not a waterborne disease. Tuberculosis is not a waterborne disease. Here is the answer is D is the answer for the given question. D is the answer for the given question. So coming to the next question. So here is the up to next. So here is the 4 questions from the case based 7 question, children. Next, let's see the last question from the case based questions. Here is the 8th question. We all discussed 7 questions till now. This is the last question from the case based question. Let's see, here it is what they given. It is also scenario, children. It is also scenario. So Sita fell in with a throat infection. Sita is feeling that with a throat infection. She is feeling suffering from throat infection and was prescribed an antibiotic. And the doctor prescribed her as a antibiotic. They prescribed antibiotic. The doctor explained that antibiotics are made from fungi. So they said, the doctor said that this antibiotic is made from mainly fungi, like penicillium. Penicillium is a fungus. We all know that. However, she was warned not to overuse antibiotics, and doctor also prescribed that we have to not use regularly as a antibiotics for the diseases, and can lead to resistance. If you are using the antibiotics more, the bacteria become more resistant, right children? So there we cannot control the bacterial infections then. So here it is a given, Sita is feeling the throat infection, mainly the doctor given the prescription as antibiotic. The antibiotic is mainly made up of fungi, it is nothing but penicillium, and also doctor prescribed what children? No, do not use the excessive use of antibiotics, it should be avoided because the bacteria will become resistant. Here is a given scenario, and let's see the questions what they asked children. Here is the first question they are asking. Antibiotics are generally effective against. Antibiotics, we all know that antibiotics generally most effective against the viral infections or fungal infections or genetic disorders children. So antibiotics are generally more effective against bacterial infections. Antibiotics are generally effective against bacterial infections because it suppresses the growth of the bacteria. That is why we have to, antibiotics, if the doctor given the prescription to us, we have to use regularly. The period if the doctor prescribed to, for the 1 week, we have to take the 1 week of tablets, because if you are having 2 days, then you are fine. You will not take, if you not take the antibiotics, the prescription course is not taken, then what will happen? The bacteria will resistance against the tablets. Then it will be again the doses of the antibiotics should be increased. So this is how the the bacteria is getting resistance against the antibiotics. So that is why, so the mostly antibiotics are generally effective against the bacterial infections. So coming to the next question children. Here is the next question. Who discovered penicillin? They are asking who discovered penicillin. Penicillin is discovered by the Louis Pasteur, Alexander Fleming, or Edward Jenner, or Robert Koch. We all know that Alexander Fleming is discovered the penicillin, right? Alexander Fleming is the scientist who discovered the penicillin, right children? It is a direct question. We all know that how he discovered children. It's a very quite interesting story. So he was doing the experiments of the Streptococcus aureus. So when he was when he is doing that experiment, he left some days and went away. So again that small mold is present in that experiment, and it is showing it's suppressing the that bacteria actually. So this is how the penicillin is made children. Though then he identified that the smallest tiny microorganism is a Penicillium notatum. It is come under the group of fungi. This is how he discovered the penicillin antibiotic children. So it is a quite interesting story. So it is this is how penicillin is discovered. It is discovered by Alexander Fleming. So coming to the next one. Which of the following is not a rule for antibiotic use? They are asking which of the following is not a rule for antibiotic use. So they are asking it is not a rule of antibiotic use. Take the full course. Of course, we have to complete the course. It is a rule for antibiotic. Take only doctor advice is also correct statement, and avoid misuse is also correct statement. Use for viral fever. For the B option is the, so they are asking which of the following is not a rule. Not rule is, not a rule means we have to analyze which are the rules you have to take. Take the full course, it should be mandatory, avoid misuse, and take only doctor prescription is the 3 advice we have to follow for the when we are using the antibiotics. Here the use for randomly for the fever without doctor prescription, we should not use the antibiotics. Here is the option, no, B is the right answer, and the option B is not a rule for antibiotic use. So coming to the last question, children. So here is the last question from the case based question. So here see, overuse of antibiotics can lead to, we all know that if you are using for everything, for every bacterial infections, if you are using the antibiotics, mean the bacteria get resistance, then we have to increase the dosage, right? So for the stronger immunity, no. For the stronger immunity, no. Resistance in bacteria, of course overuse of antibiotics can lead to resistance in bacteria. Then we have to increase the dose and to suppress that bacteria, right? So antibiotics gives the side effects also, children. So faster healing and enhanced digestion, these are all wrong, children. So antibiotics leads to the faster healing only, but it is overuse of can lead to the resistance in bacteria is the correct statement according to this question. Here is the B is the answer for this question. I hope you all clear about these questions, children. So this is what about the case based questions from the chapter of microorganisms, friend and foe, children. We all know we discussed various types. We discussed table formulated case based questions, diagram based case based questions, and also scenario based case based questions. We in the three modulated forms of case based questions we discussed. So this is how we have to analyze each and every question, children. So you know how they are asking their diagram based questions, table formulated questions, and also some statement related questions also we discussed. They are asking the statement related case based questions also. So there are different forms of case based questions, children. We have to analyze very calmly. We have to at least spare 2 seconds, at least 1 minute for the question. Then you can easily if you get to know if in the last questions of case based questions, all scenarios we have to analyze, we have to read the scenario first, then only we can answer the questions, right? So this is what about the case based questions, children. So before I am winding up the class, I would like to announce very important news for you, children. So here the Neet World, our institute Neet World conducting the foundation summer camp over a period of 15 days, children. In the first 10 days we are going to discussing the core concepts from the examinations of Neet and JEE. The basics should be stronger, children. So and it is especially made for 6 to 10 standard people, upcoming of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th students. It is very useful, children, and the 10 days we are explaining the core concepts according to the examinations of Neet and JEE, and after 10 days, the 12 days we are discussing the activity based learning, children. You will get to know how it is happening. You will get you can enthusiastically perform these activities, and 13th day we are conducting the quiz, children. Then you can analyze your performance before and after. And the 14th day we are conducting the cumulative assessment of all subjects we are dealing with it. We are mainly focusing on the subjects of physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics. And coming to the 15th day, children, we are providing the one-on-one interaction program of career guidance program. If you have a dream, you don't know how to achieve it, you don't know what kind of exams are there, you can know about all through in the 15th day, children. You can clarify all your doubts. We will provide you various kinds of exams are there for the examinations. We will say everything in the 15th day. And the mode of learning is through digital panel, children. Through the digital panel, we are creating amazing videos to get to concept to be understood for you. And for both CBSE and SSE also, children, we are providing the course in English medium only, and it is both offline also and online also. If you want to come to offline, children, you can happily come to your institute name called Neet World, present in Narayani Ma'am, Hyderabad. If you want to join through online, children, so down scrolling number is there, contact with that number, then we will give you the access to your number, and we will give you access in our app name called MedWorld. There you can happily access our classes. The first 1 week class are absolutely free, children. There is no need to pay at least 1 rupee also in the period of 1 week. This is how we categorized our Neet World Foundation Summer Camp course, children. This is very useful to you. I hope you all clear about this. Let's see you all in the classes. This is Narayani. I am signing off. Thank you.